You are listening to Charting Wealth for Friday, the 20th of January, 2017. Markets are down overall, not only the S&P 500, not only the NASDAQ 100, but we also see that gold and bonds, everything down for the day. Now, the S&P 500 down 0.37%. We had a crossover going down back on the 30th of December. We had a big down two-day candle at that time. That's the two-day candle ending on the 30th. The market then recovered over the next few days and has really just been sliding sideways and primarily down since about the 9th, the 11th or so of January. We had another down day. We've now broken through the weekly trend line. We're still in a confirmed weekly up move, but we are seeing the market basically stall. And we've seen the PPO, the price percent oscillator, actually kick over, moving away from the red signal line. We were hoping to see it cross over moving up so that we might see continued up movement as per the weekly chart, but we're just not seeing that yet. For those of you who'd like to know what historically happens after an election year in January as we get to the mid-month, you might want to go read your Stock Trader's Almanac for 2017. Now that's copyrighted material, and I'm not going to take that material. I appreciate the good hard work and intellectual property developed by Jeff and Yale Hirsch, and I encourage you to go buy their book and or go to their website. If you actually subscribe to the Stock Trader's Almanac, you'll get their newsletter and you'll get their book. I don't have a code to give you. I don't get any reimbursement for it. I love their material. I bought their book for years. You should have it too. Stock Trader's Almanac 2017. Folks, we're just here to help. Okay, so we got no trade right now in the S&P 500. We're just seeing it top out and move over in a downward direction. Remember, however, be ready to act if the markets do take off after the inauguration of President Trump. And if things do recover and things start going up, we see the two-day chart crossover going up and we find good entry points, then we may indeed jump in and ride that pony. But we don't have a pony to ride right now. Okay, let's go to the Qs. What is that? That's the NASDAQ 100. It too was down for the day 0.05%. Now we're looking at a two-day chart. So we can see where we've got a wick at the top of the latest candle where it bled off some of that upward momentum. We're still in a confirmed up move on the two-day chart, but it is it's really just sort of moving along where it reached a high back on the 11th or so. We do have the weekly chart has crossed over going up. If we take a glance at that weekly chart, we can see it's still angling upwards. The two-day chart is still in a confirmed up move. It actually started moving up all the way back on the 8th of December. Then bled off a little energy, then bounced off the signal line, that is the PPO, and we saw gains continue. But again, let's take a look at our 2-hour chart because that's what we're waiting for, my friends. It's gotten close a couple of times to crossing over, going up, but it has not done so yet. In fact, it started off the day moving up and then lost that energy toward the end of the day. Still above the two-day trend line, but decidedly moving down. So if we do see that 2-hour chart crossover going up, wait for that. It is your potential entry point in our trend following technique to jump in. So hang tight. Let's just continue to watch. It's the chart that we're really paying the most attention to, hoping to find a trade there. Now back to our two-day chart. What do we see going on TLT? What is that? It's 20-year bond fund. And we see that it has fallen off big time over the last 2 days. Actually, it had fallen much lower and has recovered somewhat. We got a long wick at the bottom, no upward wick. What do we see? The derivative oscillators losing energy. We see that the PPO has flatlined. It was going up. The signal line is moving toward it. We don't have a crossover going down yet, but we do have a loss of upward momentum. It's broken through our 2-day trend line. Remember, we're still in a confirmed down trend on our weekly chart, and all things being equal, the markets always tend to move in the direction of the largest chart, and that's the weekly chart. So let's continue to watch and see. We were looking earlier in the week, hoping that we would see a crossover. It's not nearly as likely as it was earlier in the week, so we don't have a crossover going up yet on that weekly chart. Again, we'll continue to monitor that. If we do have a crossover on the weekly, of course, that's the decided change in trend, but it has not happened yet. So we'll continue to watch that on bonds. Now let's go to our last chart for the day. That is gold. Gold was down. Oh, and for the record, TLT, bonds were down 0.69% for the day on that 20-year bond fund. Gold down 0.09%. We have a red open box candle with more up wick than down wick. We closed still above the 2-day trend line. See, derivative oscillators lost some of its upward energy, and we can see that we had a flattening. It's not flat yet, but the PPO is not moving up at the same angle it was prior to the last 2 days of down movement. So we'll continue to keep our eye on gold. If we look at our 2-hour chart, we can see that gold peaked all the way back on the 17th and then slid sideways until the afternoon of the 18th, moved down substantially, and then recovered a little bit during the day on, well, a little bit in the morning on the 19th. So if we look at let's take a look at our 4-hour chart. We keep hoping that chart is going to start working for us again. We have seen it cross over. Going to continue to monitor and see if indeed this 4-hour chart starts working. Those of you who followed us for a while, you know how prescient our 4-hour chart was over the course of the last year until the end of 2016, where it stopped working, and we're waiting to see if it started working again. Had the same thing happen in 2015 into 2016, in December 2015, our 4-hour chart, which was a total chart for us, it worked again and again and again. We saw great success with it until December of 2015 and 2016. But in the middle parts of the year, we saw just great crossings for the most part. When our chart crossed over going up, blue over red, we saw great up movement, red over blue, great down movement, which would allow you inverse trades. So we like charts like that work. And when they stop working, guess what? We wait to see if they start working again, or we move on to other charts. But we've seen this stop and then start back, and for many, many months work. So we're going to see if that's happening again. Folks, that's our review of the charts for the day. You have questions, problems, concerns, we'd love to hear from you at Charting Wealth. If you're not already signed up for and aren't already receiving our videos, our podcasts every day in your email that the market's open, you can do that. You know how much it costs? Nothing. We provide this service to you for free. It's our giving back to you, and we would love for you to receive it. All you got to do is go to chartingwealth.com, sign up for it, put in your first name and your email address. Guess what you'll get with that? Not only will you get our podcast every day, you will also get our How to Read a Stock Chart video, a link to that, a link to our daily market worksheet. If you want to supercharge your training, get that daily market worksheet, fill it out every day, don't miss a day. And you'll also get the layout that we use at freestockcharts.com. We love freestockcharts.com. When I first started trading many, many years ago, you would not believe how much it cost every month to get charts and how Byzantine it was. You had to load that little software in, you had to get online, you had to download it, it was all proprietary. It was a nightmare and a mess. Not anymore. freestockcharts.com and TC2000 is amazing. I'm looking at this quote I've been reading to you all week. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Confucius said that. And that is very good advice. What do we ask you to do? Spend 10 minutes or less with us every day charting these charts, practicing, learning how to read. We're not a stock calling service. We're not giving you investment advice. We want you to open up at any of the online brokers your own virtual trading account. They all have it. You can go in there and make yourself a virtual millionaire by simply putting $1 million virtual dollars in your account, and then you can start trading. You can start buying when we see the signals to buy, selling when we see the signals to sell, and see how good you can get reading these charts. And when you get good at it and you've developed your own methods, your own way based upon what you're good at. Some people are good at some things, some are good at others, and you'll develop your own quirks and your own way of doing things. Once you develop your own trading technique, use the information we give you, use what works, discard what doesn't work for you. But when you get good at this, then you can make up your own mind and spend your own money. 10 minutes a day, my friends, if you will spend that 10 minutes with us, it will reap in the end incredible rewards for you. How long will it take? I don't know. 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? I don't know. But the sooner you start, the sooner you are going to get there. Another Confucius quote that we use at the website, study the past if you would forecast the future. That's what you need to do, my friends. That's what we do with these charts. We study the past through these charts so we can forecast the future. And it doesn't matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. Thank you so much. You appreciate what we do. Guess what we ask you to do? Go subscribe to our podcast at iTunes. Give us a 5-star rating. Go to our Facebook page. Please go to our Facebook page, Charting Wealth. Give us a 5-star rating. Say something nice about us. I'd really appreciate that. If you're not already signed up for our Twitter, go friend us on Twitter at Charting Wealth. And you can also, if you'd like to help us out, we would appreciate you subscribing to our YouTube channel. And again, all of that is at Charting Wealth. We so appreciate you being with us. You guys have made us as high as number 6 in the world as far as stock market podcasts go on iTunes. Thank you so much, my friends. We will continue to work hard to bring this information to you. And please, all the great training is available at Charting Wealth. You can also find it at our YouTube channel. We post it all the time on our Facebook and our Twitter. So it's all there. Continue to delve into it 10 minutes a day. That's all we ask. It will come. It may take time, but it is the best 10 minutes you're going to spend. I love it when people write to me and say, I've gotten it. It's working. It's amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's what we're all about. But you got to put the time in. Nobody's going to do it for you. It's up to you. If you want to persevere, you can do it, my friends. Don't give up. God bless. All the best from chartingwealth.com.